So it's been an interesting 24 to 48 hours since the let's call it the close loss because of the score, not because of the actual performance against the Las Vegas Raiders. The discourse since then has basically been the Dolphins missed out on Justin Herbert because Justin Herbert beat the Kansas City Chiefs, and of course the Dolphins should have taken Justin Herbert. What do you make of that being the narrative over the past few days, despite the fact that Tua didn't even play against the Raiders, but somehow still his fault because he was injured?
First of all, Justin Herbert didn't beat the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes beat the Chiefs. Like Patrick Mahomes' arrogance is what's going on with the past two losses in Kansas City. The no look passes to wide open receivers without people 10 yards around them. Goes too high, hits the top of his hands, picked off. Throws it 10 yards past Kelsey, picked off. Like fundamental, if KC played fundamental football, they could threaten the Dolphins' undefeated record. But they don't play fundamental football. Patrick Mahomes is Pat. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to do the no looks and stuff. So that's what happened there. Justin Herbert is cool. I always said Justin Herbert was Tannehill 2.0. Some people said Tannehill was trash. I don't believe Tannehill was trash. I don't want him on my team. I don't want Tannehill on my team. But he's not trash. I do believe Tannehill could win the Super Bowl with the right team around him. So that being said, if Justin Herbert is Tannehill 2.0, yeah, Justin Herbert can win. But I'm happy with Tua, bro. Like I'm sold on Tua. All this, give me the weapons that Herbert has. We already said this. Give me the weapons that Herbert has for Tua. Watch what happens. And it's funny that we go in here because we also got to go to Twitter, where we have the fresh take. We record right after the game now, Kadeem, and you have basically, I don't want to say echoed. Twitter has echoed you with it's the OCs. How could it be the OCs? We don't have an O line. It's the same exact narrative of last year. Oh, Chan Gailey gotta go. So now it's both the coordinators gotta go. Like, do you all not see we don't have an O line? At what point is it gonna be? I'm gonna say this. It's not that we don't have O line. O line is not playing well. Because if you give us a right tackle, bona fide right tackle, and the center hasn't been terrible. You know what I'm saying? The center hasn't been terrible. Dieter hasn't been terrible. So you give us an upgrade at center, upgrade at right tackle. I gotta believe the O line is gonna look a little different. If you look at Hunt, Solomon Kindley, and Austin Jackson hasn't been playing his best, but Hunt and Solomon Kindley ain't been playing like trash. You see what I'm saying? So the fact that the O-line is so bad is a little weird to me. Like, yo, this could be fixed. And the fact that it's not being fixed is the issue. It's Go Time Dolphins, the Miami Dolphins podcast that goes not only across the pond, but across the world. I'm Charlie Touche. I got Kadeem Simmons with me. It's always for the fans and by the fans.
So, yeah, and I don't want to spend too long on Justin Herbert v. Tua Tagovailoa because, again, Tua didn't play against the Raiders. That wasn't his fault. But we've said this multiple times. So this whole Justin Herbert beat the Chiefs, if that's a narrative you want us to go with, not you, but people want to go with, fair enough. As I like to say, keep the same energy. So when it was Justin Herbert v. Tua last season, who won? It was Tua. And I don't want to hear, oh no, it was the Dolphins defense. Like, I don't want to hear it. When Justin Herbert played the Patriots, who won? The Patriots. And Herbert put up a 0.
Goose egg.
Like, when Tua played the Patriots, he's 2-0. And I don't want to hear it's the defense. So again, like, to me, the favorite thing coming out of that Raiders game was how Tua was on the bench, didn't play a single snap. and he was the reason we lost. I'm seeing people turn around and go, do you know what? Jacoby Brissett was team MVP because that performance against the Raiders, all this kind of stuff. Yeah, people pointed out that performance against the Raiders was very similar to Tua's performance against the Chiefs last season, where Tua put the team on his back and lost. But people blame Tua for that loss, despite the fact that there was a kick return, the kick return for the touchdown for the Chiefs, and the pass. Yeah, that's not on Tua. That's on the defense.
On Tua.
And
that's on special teams.
Yeah, special teams. And again, I don't want this to be a Tua podcast because he's not playing right now. But there's more and more people starting to go, the thing that are going against Tua, the negativity around Tua is nothing to do with him as a football player, it's him as a person. It's starting to get personal because he's done nothing wrong. Literally, he's done nothing wrong. You get all these situations where, you know, he's not playing at the moment. You're getting these quarterbacks, Zach Wilson, Trevor, guys who are meant to be better than him. None of them have a winning record, and they're taking L's. Like, I don't get it.
I don't get it either. I don't know if I'm trying to get it either. Like, I don't care. All I do care about is getting the train back on the tracks. When everybody had their season predictions, like, oh, we're going to be 12-0, 13, whatever, 10-6, 10-7, 11 and whatever. You know what I'm saying? That was what Tua projected at quarterback. Did the projections change now? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Help me understand if we still, if you guys have not changed your projections on our record for the season, what's that say about the quarterback that we had in place when the season started? I'm just saying. I don't understand how people, you know what's funny? Everybody knows I work all around the country. I go to different states. I travel a lot for work. I've seen, I want to say 38 now of the 50 states in the United States traveling for work, right? And sometimes, Kadeem, and I know everyone listening can attest to this. You ever work with someone who you're like, man, this dude is an awesome dude, smart guy, whatever. I don't work with a smart guy here on this podcast, but smart guy. We think the same, great minds think alike. You know what I'm saying? And then when you work next to someone, you kind of think like each other, like, oh yeah, that'll work. I know he's gonna do this with you. It's chemistry.
Yeah.
Smart people think alike. And then you work next to someone who may not be the brightest bulb in the box, right? And you can't get to his logic of, I don't know how this person thinks. Like, how did he come up with that, right? And so you working next to him is like, what does this dude do? I can't think like that. It's the same thing with half of these Dolphin Twitter people. I don't know how you came up with that. I can't think like that. You know what I'm saying? How did you get that? You know what I'm saying? So I don't try to understand the logic of some of these people. You see what I'm saying? Because one, they might, yeah, you qualified. You qualified to have an opinion. But some of these opinions is like, how long have you been watching football? You know what I'm saying? So I'm not, I don't know, man. What you think?
I think some of these opinions come from fans being sick and tired of the Dolphins being a laughing stock. How we said, on the last episode, how the Dolphins have changed, head coaches, defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator, players, all that kind of stuff. And they're still the same old Dolphins. Nothing changes. And it's like, you know what? At this point, I actually don't care if we go and get someone who's been accused of multiple indiscretions off the field. It's like, just give me the Deshaun Watson, and it's all going to be fixed. But then, like you said, well, how did your mind get there? Because if the offensive line can't block, what's Watson going to do? You're worried about an injury-prone quarterback in Tua, who when he gets hit is going to blow up into dust. Watson's done both his ACLs, both of them. So are you telling me that you put Watson behind this offensive line, he's going to be just as good. Do you remember that offensive line that Houston had? And they went, what, was it 4 and 12? Or their pick was so bad that we had a top 5 pick.
Right.
And Watson was the quarterback. Now, again, people turn around and go, well, is this defense and all that kind of stuff. But this defense at the moment, and you know what? I want to get this right because I think it's important. It was my friend Tom who tweeted this, and I think it's fair that, the stat is there. So this is at Thomas Valentine or Valentine. The Miami Dolphins had the best third down defense in the NFL last year. Opponents converted 31.18% of the time. Yeah, that was last year.
Mm-hmm.
3 games into the season, they have the worst third down defense in the NFL. Opponents are converting 59.09% of the time. You've gone from best to worst in the space of a season, or at least 3 games. But you're going to tell me that the worst defense on third down in the league is going to be enough with Deshaun Watson and this offensive line. Like, you're telling me that. And then you're also telling me that our offensive coordinators, our brilliant offensive coordinators, this is what Eric Studesville said today. I haven't got the full quote, but he basically said, staff are talking about trying to get more explosive plays, but at times they're limited because of what the defense gives us. So I'm sorry, what? Limited because of what the defense gives us? No, you're meant to beat what the defense gives you. The defense gives you a certain look, and you go, okay, you know what? We know how to beat that. And do you know who's really good at doing that?
Who's that?
Tua, prime example. Week 1 against the Patriots, we're on our 5-yard line. The play is a run play. Tua's like, nope, this isn't going to work. I'm going to change the play. Devontae Parker, first down. There we go. What did Tua say at the end of last season, speaking about the offense? He basically said, I knew plays were not going to work. I knew it, but I couldn't come out of it. I tried to make the best of a bad situation. Is what it is. The one game we've won this season was when Tua was under center. Now tell me again why Tua is the problem. Tell me again why Tua is the problem. And you know what, yeah? To anyone that wants to come on here and dispute that argument, please do. Because you're going to lose. I'm not even going to, it's... Help me. Help me understand why Tua Tagovailoa is the problem.
But listen, about the quote, I understand what he meant to say about we can only, whatever, we got to go off of what the defense gives us. If you watch Monday Night Football with the Eagles versus the Cowboys, with the Manning brothers, and they were, they do their little, they talk during the game. They broke it down pretty good, talking about quarters and too high and halves and all the other good stuff. Thing is, if a defense gives you a look, yeah, you can beat certain looks, but how you beat them is the issue. So if a team is playing too high, that knocks off half the routes. Like, look, you're not gonna go over the top on too high. You shouldn't be able to. You should not be able to go over the top on too high. If you look at Devontae Adams and Aaron Rodgers, 37 seconds left, there's nothing that can beat that defense, right? Aaron Rodgers was playing backyard ball. Everybody had a route. He was not going to nobody. He was going to Adams the whole time. My guy is going to be where he needs to be, and it's that simple. So certain schemes won't work on certain defenses. In a nutshell, if a team is playing too high, you're probably only going to beat them underneath the whole time and just drive down the field. If that's what you got to do, that's what you got to do. You're not going to go over the top. So I kind of think that's what he was talking about whatever the defense gives us. If the defense gives us a different look where we could go take shots, yeah, we'll do that. But we're not going to throw in a triple coverage or double coverage where there's somebody over the top and somebody underneath. That don't make no sense. We're not going to do that. And I think that's what he was saying.
But then my counter to that would be, isn't that what everyone loved about Fitzpatrick? Now, I'm not knocking Fitzpatrick for that, but remember everyone was like, well, Tua needs to throw the ball up in the air and let Devontae Parker win the ball, because that's what Fitz was doing. Like, do you know what I mean? And I think it's very interesting you said that, because the Miami defense last year was amazing. Like, you can't dispute that. But we noticed that the amount of teams that said, you know what, we're just going to use our guys to run crosses. We're going to use our guys to run crosses to get in behind your linebackers, but just to find the safeties. So we play, or the Dolphins want to play a too high look or whatever it is, with on McCain at the back and Brandon Jones and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
What we're going to do is you can have X lock up one person and Byron Jones lock up another person. We're just going to have our wide receivers run, cross, when someone gets open, we're going to throw it. I'm literally watching I'm watching any game we play so far this season. I'm just like, why don't we just run crosses with our really, really fast guys? Now, you said yourself that, if teams want to play a too high look here, you can't beat it over the top. And I understand that.
You shouldn't be able to.
You shouldn't be able to.
Right.
But you know what? When you've got burners, sometimes you can run past someone. Now, again, I will caveat that by saying, well, if your offensive line isn't going to hold up, then you can't just send Jalen Waddle, dude, go, and we will eventually hit you because we don't have enough time in the pocket. But just crossing routes. Jalen Waddle and Will Fuller have the speed to just, run 10-yard ins or 10-yard slants. And someone's going to get open. And again, there was even plays against the Raiders where Waddle was running across and the setters didn't find him. Dude, he's rapid. Like, I think I'll learn on this. Someone put it very ironically on social media. Apologize for who this was. I didn't remember the Twitter name. But it's like, we're using Jalen Waddle like a B tech or like a B version of Lynn Bowden. It's like, we've lost Lynn Bowden for the season, so okay, Jalen Waddle, you do that. And it's like, no. Like, Jalen Waddle is better than what we're using him for. So how about, we should have the offensive minds in the building to get the best out of our wide receivers now. And if we don't, then there's a massive issue.
What are you talking about, bro?
What do you mean?
Like, how can we get the best out of what we have if we don't have a line? Like, everything starts in the trenches. So all this is the same. I got to go back to this defense thing. First of all, yeah, if you got too high, and the Patriots, all the Patriots did, they knew not to test the corners. And this is two seasons in a row. The Patriots came out, they're like, yo, we're going to go out there safeties. We're going to go out the middle of the field. You attack the middle of the field and too high. We play too high. Dolphins play too high. That's why Mac Jones had what's his name? The running back for the Patriots.
Not James White.
James White, yeah. James White. Yeah. James White, Jonnu Smith, everybody had all kind of receptions that game because you can't go over the top. You know what I'm saying? Mac Jones is averaging 4 air yards attempt in the first 2 games. You know what I'm saying? That's not going over the top. All right. So that first game we played, they played the Dolphins. So you attack the safeties, you attack the center of the field too high. So we get that look. That's what the OC was talking about. Yo, you can only attack certain things in certain zones in certain defenses. Okay, cool. So that's what they're going to show us. That's what they're going to show us. Now, what I want to see, like you said, okay, why are we using Waddle like a B version of Bowden Jr.? My thing is, I think you're limited. Your playbook is limited. 2/3 of your playbook is limited if you know you don't have time to do certain things. So if you don't have time to do certain things, you're going to get yourself in a situation where, you know what, we have to try this because we're behind now. And then that's how you seen us kept going long ball, right? But you want to, like, you know what, whoever the O-line, whoever's on the O-line, we're calling this play, and you know you got to give your quarterback some time. Yeah, they're not laying down on purpose. O-line not laying down on purpose. So when you hear this play in the huddle, you know, hey, my number got called. If you're on the O-line, yo, my number got called. I gotta block for X amount of seconds, and I gotta give my quarterback some time. There's no feeling like watching your homeboy get hurt on your dollar. You know what I'm saying? Like, you think Jesse Davis want to see the quarterback go down knowing that it's his fault? Nah. So OC and this goes back to mine and your argument, Kadeem, where you said it's on Jesse Davis. I said it's on the coaches for putting Jesse Davis in that situation. Here's the thing. If I know my O-line can't do certain things, why would I still call those same plays, knowing that they can't carry this play out? That's what I'm saying. So 2/3 of your playbook is already scratched because we don't have time to do some of these plays. So if Jalen Waddle is catching 12 catches a game because they're all less than 5 yards deep, that's an indictment on your O-line. It's not an indictment on your coaches. And then this goes back to Chan Gailey. I didn't think Chan Gailey was the issue. Everybody, I gotta say this, Kadeem. I gotta say this, Kadeem. I gotta say this. You know what the Dolphins are like? And I said this to LB. You ever seen the movie Gladiator? Bro,
yes.
Boy, you don't even know if you didn't see Gladiator, bro. Listen, you don't even know, bro. Listen, if you remember the Roman Coliseum days and Gladiator and Spartacus and stuff, and the crowd, it's like the mob crowd. Kill. You know what I'm saying? You give them thumbs up, give them the thumbs up. You know what I'm saying? That's what Dolphins Twitter is. And probably that's the fandom of everybody on every team. Like, yo, you listen to the mob and they say, oh, get rid of the OC. It's the OC. It's the OC. And then
that's a cool song, by the way.
You keep the OC, and then now your fan base, you lose your fan base. Or you off the OC, like the crowd, kill. You know what I'm saying? The crowd, you went with the crowd, you off the OC. Now the crowd like, hey, I think it's this OC too. No, bro, no, it's not the OC. You have to fix the O-line, and you cannot assess your quarterback, and you cannot assess your OC if you do not fix the O-line. And now we about to off 2 more OCs, then what?
And again, I understand that. And again, my caveat to that would be with about 6-7 minutes left of that fourth quarter, Miami found a way to throw the ball downfield. Now, again, I'm not saying it's going to work all game long because, again, defenses adapt, all that kind of stuff. But it's not like for the entire game they shut us down. When we needed to drive down the field and get points, with the game on the line, it's like Miami's offensive coordinators went, you know what, guys, forget it. We're going to try these things out. And it's like, hold on, that worked. And it's like, I can't think of a good analogy right now outside of you're literally fighting for your death. You're in the Coliseum fighting for your death. Like, you know what? I have nothing to lose now. And I've got nothing to lose. I'm going to try being different. You know, I'm going to try 2 swords instead of a sword and a shield. I'm going to get a mace. And it's like, hold on, I won. That worked. Yeah. And then next week you go, okay, back to sword and shield. And it's like, oh my days. It's like, really? It's like, did you not see what worked? So again, prime example. First off, and it's like we said earlier about Jonnu Smith and what the Patriots did. First off, we don't want to go anywhere near Mike Gesicki. And Gesicki there just go in. And again, for anyone who's listening to on audio, dude, get with us on video because we're doing arm movements, we're doing all this kind of stuff. Charlie's got his Ajax shirt on. I actually winning 1-0 right now. Like, listen, we're living life right now. Hey,
let's go.
And yeah, so first off, Gesicki can't get into the game, but when it's 3rd down and it's 3rd and 20, and we need someone, who are we going to? We're going to Mike. We're going to 88. Let's see if we see this. We're going to 88. We're going to.
I like it.
I can't throw this away, by the way. I can't do it. But you know, like, we're going to Mike, and it's working. Now, I'm not saying go to Mike every single play, but if Mac Jones and the Patriots can say, you know what, we're going to stay away from certain things, we're going to go to certain people over and over again, then do it. If we drive the entire way down the field, throwing swing routes to Myles Gaskin, Savon Ahmed, and 10 yards on vertical to Mike Gesicki, who's got a touchdown, is that a bad thing? No. And then at that point, the defense will adjust. And when they adjust, then you've got Fuller open, and you've got Wilson open, and you've got all this. And again, I 100%, million% agree with you. If the O-line is buns, there's only so much you can do. Have you seen the clip of Max Crosby spinning Liam Eichenberg out of his boots or out of his cleats?
I haven't. I I hold on. I gotta do this. So I forgot we were on video, right? So, look, I really did. So everybody listening to the audio, share, like, subscribe, go follow us, subscribe to our YouTube. You know what I'm saying? If you could get us out there, we appreciate you. Shout out to Chris Adams. We rock with you, homie.
I was just about to say he's commented on every single video
Yeah.
so far.
Hey, look,
Chris,
man,
we
and
love
I need to get right on my social media, so I'm gonna get on there and start interacting more. But I'm on video and I'm over here doing all kind of stuff and with my hands and stuff. So y'all gotta watch the video. I know we got audio people who follow us on audio, but you guys gotta watch the video because I was simulating some things. So you guys check us out on video. To what you were saying, Kadeem, that's called desperation. So
Yeah.
when we were desperate now, like, yo, we have to do this. We have to find a way. We have to do X, Y, and Z. That's out of desperation. The thing is, Kadeem, you could take risk earlier in the game because you could be able to overcome some of them risks that you took. So if you take more desperate risks at the end of the game, you can't overcome those no more. So that's why they're like, yo, it's all or nothing now. So for example, John Gruden went for it on 4th down, and I knew he was gonna go. Gruden wants to go for this so bad on 4th down inside his own 30. Called timeout, them boys came back out, and I knew we was gonna stop him. I'm like, oh, we got this. Easy money. I already knew we were gonna stop him, and we stopped him. But it was the first quarter. It was the first quarter. Like, look, yo, we have a whole game ahead of us. We can come back from this. What did they do? Come back 25 straight points, unanswered. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't do that in the 4th quarter, down a touchdown, 2 touchdowns. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when you get desperate, and then you start calling, hey, we need this. So I don't expect that the whole game. And the same way I defended Chan Gailey last year, I'm gonna defend the OCs this year.
Okay, so you say you don't expect that all game, and I understand that. And especially this team, which preaches we're going to look after the ball, not do anything stupid, we're going to play complementary football. I understand that. But let's say the opening 2 drives of the game, why not just air it out a bit? I'm not saying go mental.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying some of the plays we saw when we're down 8 and we've got nothing to lose, apart from wildcat on the goal line, don't ever do that again. That was stupid. Why can't we see some of the plays early on? And another thing, so you're going to love this because this is amazing. Why don't we run the ball more? It makes no sense. Oh, have I lost it already? That's mental. Let me try and find it again. Found it. So, through 3 games, yeah, Najee Harris, I think it's 40 attempts, 123 yards, no touchdowns, yeah. Myles Gaskin, 27 attempts, 139 yards, no touchdowns. Gaskin's running the ball, and he's running the ball well. And it's like we start running the ball really, really well, then we want to get away from it. And even in the build-up to the game against the Raiders, Brian Flores literally said, "We need to run the ball well to get Max Crosby and Yannick Ngakoue off the field. If we're running the ball well, they're not going to be on because they're going to try, a more run-heavy defense, and then we start picking them apart. We ran the ball really well. Gaskin ran the ball really, really well. And then the second half, we just got away from it. Like, it makes no sense. And again, I'm not saying Najee Harris has been bad so far.
Yeah.
It kind of goes to what you were saying 100%. We don't need Najee Harris. We've got Myles Gaskin at home. We don't need to drive out to get McDonald's and Najee Harris. We've got Myles Gaskin at home. And for the first time, what we got at home is actually working. So, friend of the podcast, Myles Gaskin, feed him more. Feed him more. But again, that kind of goes down to we've got plays that can work. Why aren't we using them, especially early on? Or why aren't we continuing? I'll end on this. We've got a bad offensive line that can't pass protect, yeah? But for whatever reason, and even if because Myles Gaskin is good at what he does, we can run the ball. Why don't we run the ball more? And I think that's even what Chris said in our comment, that we ran the ball more, we probably would have won that game.
You run the ball more, you will win that game because you're up 14.
Yeah.
You're up 14. So you said a lot. And going back to why can't we take risks over the top earlier? That's when you do it, because again, you can overcome it. You have the whole game to overcome the risk that you took early. Now, the problem is, I don't know if this Dolphins team is built to come back. You see what I'm saying? If you get too far behind the 8 ball, this team isn't set up. This team isn't set up for nothing right now. You know what I'm saying? No identity. You know what I'm saying?
They're set up to win when 2 is in, because that's what we did week 1. And I'm sorry, I have to put it in there. Like, we can do that. But again, I understand what you mean, because we're up 14 and we still lost. So continue, you know.
Yeah. So this is not good. We're not putting up enough points. And like I said, we want to get the 25. You can get the 25. Whoever gets the 25 first, you're supposed to win the game. If you could get the 20, it's the race to 25. If you get the 25 points first, you should win. So yeah, you could take more risks early, so because you could potentially overcome it later, right? So then you have the running thing. I don't know. I ain't gonna lie. I haven't re-watched the game. I'm gonna tell you why I haven't re-watched the game. Because it's my last week up here in Boston, and I'm getting ready to fly across the pond. You know what I'm saying? So I had a whole bunch of stuff I had to do to get ready to fly across the pond to see my dog Kadeem in London. You feel me? We about to go out there, bring home a W. You know what I'm saying? Kadeem hasn't seen a W yet from the Dolphins in person, so we're gonna bring home a W for Kadeem. Hopefully, Tua Tagovailoa is back in the lineup, and we could get this W for the I was about to say the home team, but it's like a second home game for us. It's Jacksonville. So so I haven't rewatched the game. But man, Myles Gaskin, and I told everybody, man, my dog gonna give us 14 points this week in fantasy. He gave us 10. You know what I'm saying? And I felt like there was a chance, like we left some points on the board in fantasy and in real life. And I don't think this is all OC related, bro. Like I went to bat hard for Chan Gailey last year. Oh, it's Chan Gailey. He came off the couch. He's a dinosaur. Why we went to Chan Gailey? Everybody want the sexy Eric Bieniemy. You know what I'm saying? Everybody want the sexy OC. None of that's gonna matter if you don't have an O-line, bro. And that's what I'm gonna go down to. I'm not even gonna. I blew a head gasket last time. I went off like, no, it's not. Nah, I'm not blowing a head gasket this time. You can't assess your quarterback or your OC if you don't have an O-line. And that's it, man. Like David Carr got burnt out. David Carr should have been a good quarterback in the NFL. Got burnt out. You know what I'm saying? For those who don't know, David Carr is the older Carr brother. Derek Carr is the one that's playing right now. So David Carr got drafted to the Texans. They couldn't protect him. He got burnt out real early. I thought he was pretty good. So, and this is what I gave you the Andrew Luck. Andrew Luck got hurt too many times, got hit too many times, taking WWE type moves in football. You know what I'm saying? We can't have that with our quarterback. Our quarterback got bruised ribs now. Like this is not good, man. No matter who you put back there, it's gonna be the same result. And how long until we go to dang it is the O-line. They did get our quarterback hurt. You know what I'm saying? It's like no one wants to say it now because they don't believe in the quarterback. Oh, we don't believe in Tua anyway, so we're not really gonna try to protect them.
And that's the other thing as well. To all the people that want a better O-line but want Deshaun Watson as well. Once Miami give up the house to go and get Watson, what are you using to build the O-line or build anything? Like it's not going to make sense. And a couple of weeks ago, I said that first round pick, our first round pick, when I thought we were going to be in top 5 because the 49ers were going to be buns. So far, they're kind of winning games, but it is what it is. When I was like, kind of want to move away from Devin Stingley and get offensive line, you were like, I look at you backpedaling again. Like right now, I'm still gonna say that. Like, do you know what? Let's move away from blue chip personality. Like, let's get the surefire can't miss, and the chances are Miami will get that and still miss because I have no idea what's gonna happen. It's just again, it's same old Dolphins.
Hold on. Here's my thing. I don't trust Miami to draft no more. I stopped a long time ago, but I gave them benefit of the doubt. And when we had multiple drafts in a row with multiple first and second round picks, and we still couldn't get it right, that's when I like, all right, you blew it this time. So I'm done drafting like important pieces. I need us to go into free agency and get the right O lineman. I don't want drafted O lineman that we're going to experiment and draft a second round guard from a small school and start them at tackle. I'm not doing that. Like we just did that. I'm not doing it, bro. You know what I'm
But
saying?
then, but then very quickly, when you say drafting important pieces, is it because they still, from Jason Tarnas to Mars Gaskin to, Javon Holland right now, Christian Wilkins, who was a boss 2 weeks ago, looks like he's, doing his job, fair play. It's like there's still these random hit and misses. It's just that it picks inside the top 20 or the top 32. Like, it's basically the can't miss your premium picks. Miami are being too cute with them. Like you said, it's instead of going for the Tristan Wirfs, they're going for the, Austin Jackson, Solomon Kinley, the Robert Hunts. Instead of, I'm not even going to try and say with the Justin Herbert. No, get out of my face. Instead of going for the Trayvon Diggs or like the best corner in the class, you're going for the developmental piece at pick 30 with Noah Igbinoghene. It's like, dude. And that's not to say Noah's a bust right now. He's a bust right now, but he's not going to figure it out later down the line. But you know what I mean, though? It's
it's
and again, it's what's interesting that people are still playing this game. The Dolphins should have taken Penei Sewell over Jalen Waddle, and the Lions went Penei Sewell and chucked him out right tackle, and he didn't look that good. They moved him to left tackle, and the guy looks like what everyone thought he was going to be at left tackle. Now, had they taken, you don't think so?
No, I'm just saying there was somebody on this podcast that said they shouldn't take a Hall of Fame left tackle and put him at right tackle. Somebody did say that, but 100%. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I think he's wearing a black football shirt right now or soccer shirt.
Yeah.
But then again, had we picked up Penei Sewell, the chance that we probably would have played him at right tackle. So, or not even right tackle, right guard. We would have played Jesse Davis at right tackle, and then Penei Sewell at right guard, and then in 2 years, gone, this isn't working, and then he would have gone somewhere else at left tackle and been an absolute stud. Or had they played him at left tackle, that's already admitting that Austin Jackson's already flamed out. Or do you move Austin Jackson inside?
No, you don't. No. I said this before. You don't let a good player prevent you from taking a great player. So you take the great player. Now here's I want to be fair though, because we had too many holes 2 years ago. And this needs to be said. People forget stuff real quick. They quick to forget. Yo, we were supposed to be historically bad. We had we had too many holes. All right. And we opted to go weapons, targets for Tua. We opted to do that. We also needed other positions to be fixed up. We needed the O-line, right? We needed replaced. We had too many Band-Aid pieces. We had Shaq Lawson. We knew he wasn't a long-term piece. You see what I'm saying? So we had other linebackers would have been super thin. You know what I'm saying? We paid Jerome Baker. Now it's like, man, maybe we shouldn't have paid Jerome Baker. You know what I'm saying? And let the linebacker be we suck at linebacker. You see what I'm saying? So here's the thing. If you went O-line, everybody would have said, Chris Greer don't know what he's doing. Tua don't have targets. It's the crowd. Kill. You know what I'm saying? And we went with the crowd. The crowd wanted targets for Tua. We got targets for Tua. Charlie Touche mock draft 2 O-linemen in the first round, and I got hit with the guillotine. They took me to the guillotine, Kadeem. They chopped my head off like, bro, 2 O-linemen, kill. I like, yo, you know what I'm saying?
Chill. Like.
Chill, you know what I'm saying? But nah, man, this is where we at. So you make your bed, you got to sleep in it. Dolphins made their bed, and we here. And there's no Penei Sewell. It is what it is. We passed. And I will say this. Jalen Waddle is the truth. He's going to be the truth. All right? It is what it we went receiver. He's the truth. We could have went Penei Sewell, put Austin Jackson at right tackle, left guard. Penei Sewell would have been the truth. We did what we did, bro. It is what it is. We got to live with it.
Yeah, I think very quickly. I don't want to spend too long on this, but we've gone to Devontae Parker on these quick little slants, and fair enough, he's making catches. What if anything? That's how I want to see Jalen Waddle on. Because you put Jalen Waddle on those slants,
he breaks the tackle. It's a touchdown.
Yeah, and again, and this is why I'm just like, we've got the players, but the play calling is idiotic. Because, and again, like Devontae Park, I think I need to start saving more stuff on my phone. But something like Jalen Waddle is getting like 4.4 yards on separation. It's like, dude, he's getting open. I don't know how he's doing it, but he's getting open. So, and again, at that point, so it's like, this is what I was saying. Okay, you can't go over the top. And I think Jacoby Brissett even said, against a Gus Bradley defense, you can't go over the top because they're going to punish you. I understand that. Fair enough. Is what it is. But you, again, dude, we said this after the Patriots game. You get motion, you start getting guys out into space. Jalen Waddle is going to start to cook. You get Jalen Waddle, starting on the outside. My hands out there, like people can see it. Like the camera don't even go that far. Yeah. That's how I thought. But like, you get him out here, you motion him inside, and then he's gone. Name one NFL DB who had the pace from that motion to keep up with him. And you know what? If not, even test it. And that's what I'm saying. That desperation, the stuff we saw in the fourth quarter to Devontae Parker, to Albert Wilson, Wilson, to Will Fuller, to Mike Gesicki, opening drive, let's be risky. Because, okay, worst case scenario is that you throw a pick six and you get the ball back and you're down 7. That's the worst case scenario. You're down 7 straight away. Because you know what? Funnily enough, we were up 14 in that first quarter, and we lost anyway. Like, I don't know.
All right. Here we go. So here's something to think about, Dolphin fans. What happens when we need this O-line to be fixed now? Devontae Parker still making like $10 million next year. You probably gonna move on from Albert Wilson. Probably gonna move on from Jakeem Grant. Probably gonna move on from William Fuller. That means you only have one real safe receiver on your roster, Jalen Waddle. This guy got the joke. So you only got Jalen Waddle on your roster. Are you rebuilding the whole receiving core now? Because if you are, what are you going to do with this cap money? Are you going to invest it in the O-line, or are you going to invest picks into the O-line? We already know how the Dolphins act with draft picks. I don't know if y'all trust that or not. Thing is, you can't deplete your receiving room too bad, because you're not going to want to allocate all that money into your receivers. So you're going to see Preston Williams hang around for $2 million next year. You see what I'm saying? You're going to see Devontae Parker probably take a pay cut just to hang around, or move on from Devontae Parker. So now your receiving core is going to be Preston Williams, Jalen Waddle. Who knows what else is out there? Something like, you know what I'm saying? Like a middle of the road receiver, like a Sammy Watkins. You know what I'm saying? Like something like a Sammy Watkins, not Sammy. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, then you're going to say, oh, we don't got no weapons. Like, yo, there's a cap for a reason. This is not baseball. You know what I'm saying? So we have to put our heads together. What do we want to address? Not like we could actually, I do got Chris Greer on speed dial. I could holler at him. Y'all want me to holler at him. You know what I'm saying? So it's this is the situation we're in. This the y'all targets for Tua, right? So this is where we at.
Yeah, and I think dude, I'm on Twitter 24/7, and again, someone put it really well. I apologize for not, shouting them out. Miami will one day in the very near future get this offense going. It's gonna be perfect. And when they do that, Byron Jones is going to be gone. X is going to be gone. Everyone's going to be like, throw the money at the defense, because the defense is giving up 40 points a game.
Yeah.
And you know what I also say? Why can't Tua win the game? Because the defense just gave up 40 points. Do you know what? You want Tua to play safety? Who was it? I don't know if it was preseason, but was it when Tua threw an interception and then came out and hit the guy big? And it's like, yo, that's not your job. Don't
Yeah.
Is that what you want? Do you want to
drop the shoulder on that boy?
Yeah. Do you want Tua to throw to basically a bunch of nobodies, and then when they fumble the ball and the safety gets it, Tua's got to come and play like Ed Reed?
Listen. We already know how we got here. Noah was picked to replace X. Noah did not replace X. We're behind schedule there. We were going to move on from X and probably get draft capital and cap relief for moving on from X. But because Noah is not where he needs to be, now we had to keep X, give him more money, and we don't have those assets that we would have gotten for X if we moved them. So we're behind on schedule. Y'all could believe what you want to believe, but that was definitely the plan. The plan was to move on for X, draft a corner in the first round. If we would have consulted Charlie Touche's 24, we could have got Asante Samuel Jr., we could have got Paulson Adebo, we could have got Cam Dantzler, we could have got Darnay Holmes, we could have hit up Antoine Winfield Jr., Jeremy Chin. Hey, I'm just saying these Touche 24 lists look pretty good right now. If you want Charlie Touche as a GM, y'all holla at me. That's all I'm saying. Look, stay positive, test negative. For Kadeem Simmons, I'm Charlie Touche. Thank you for tuning in this time. Make sure you catch us next time on Go Time. Already.
So what we're gonna do when the Jacoby Brissett Dolphins walk into London and lose badly? Because I'm gonna be crying. And
No, we're not losing. We're not losing in London, and Jacoby Brissett ain't playing in London. Jacoby Brissett ain't playing. Tua will be playing in London. Now, this is what I would have loved to see, bro, for multiple reasons, but this is where I wanted to go. Jacoby Brissett beats the Raiders, right? Ugly fashion. We weren't supposed to win that game. We pull it off. We actually win. Come home, beat the Colts,
who are bad.
Tampa has a hangover because they just played an emotional game in Foxborough with Tom Brady in the revisited game. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever game you want to call it. And then they lay down against the Dolphins, right? Jacoby Brissett goes 3-0. Tua comes back. Do you start Tua? Do you keep Jacoby Brissett? I wanted that so bad. I wanted everybody to be like, why does Tua have to come back in? Jacoby Brissett is 3-0. You know what I'm saying? But that's not the case. And I wonder what everyone is going to say now. Is Tua still the problem? Or is there another issue here? Because like I said at the beginning of the show, if you projected this team to win 12 games, 11 games, that was with Tua at quarterback. And you cannot sit here right now and tell me you feel comfortable thinking this team is gonna win 12 games.
Well, no, that's because everyone wants us to go and get Deshaun Watson, the guy who hasn't thrown a ball since God knows when, because he's been all off season not playing, hasn't played a single down so far this season. But you want Watson to come in, learn the playbook, and boy, listen. Oh, two in London. Boy, two in London. Please.
Good.
Two
straight, bro.
Good. That's good.
Straight. And look, go ahead.
No. Oh, you.
No, I was going to check out.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
Hey, y'all rock with us, man. Share, like, subscribe. Check us out on YouTube. We had all kind of hand gestures going on, man. Like I actually forgot we was on audio, so y'all probably need to see some of these takes on YouTube. I got my Ajax jersey finally. We in. 3 little birds pitched by my doorstep, singing sweet songs, a melody pure and true. Singing, this is my message to you. Ooh. Hey, sing it, don't worry. Signing out, man. About a thing.